Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in one of the most overpowered tier 10s in the game, the Concept 1B. This is just such an incredibly strong vehicle, and it's pretty simple to understand why. It has 10 degrees of gun depression, great DPM, some of the best accuracy for a tier 10 heavy, and after the calibrated shells buff, it has plenty of heat pen to cut through E100 turret armor, VK72 lower plate armor, Foch frontal armor, and because of that, it doesn't really have any downsides anymore. I mean, sure, APCR standard is pretty lame, and I know there's going to be people that complain about that in the comments, and the fact that it only has 380 damage per shot makes it worse than the E5 or whatever, but at the end of the day, this tank has 10 degrees of gun depression, a turret that you can't pen, and a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour. What more could you want? Not a lot more, I'll be honest. So, today we're playing in the tank because I actually have the Concept 1B Maximal Camo. This is the camo that you get for playing the game for 10 years. Now, my main account is actually, or not my main account, my OG account is actually 11 years old, which is pretty cool to think about, to have an 11-year-old account. Unfortunately, the problem is, while the account is 11 years old, it's not my main account, because I was young and stupid and didn't realize that you could reset your password through email, and just created a new one when I thought I had lost the details to it. So, yeah, pretty tragic. Now we're going to cross this as quickly as possible and hope that nobody goes here. And it looks like they haven't. We have teammates behind me, so I don't have to worry about being pushed there. And we can chill right here and aim it on the back of that KPZ and miss. Okay, let's... whatever. It's not too big of a deal. Let's put on our adrenaline, and we can aim it on the flat side of the Conf Panzer. There you go. Pretty easy, guaranteed pen into that vehicle. And from this position, there's not much the enemy can really do to me. I can just sit here. We're getting awful rolls, but I can still just sit here, and what are they going to do? I mean, really, what are they going to do to counter me? Nothing. There you go. Another nice pen into the KPZ. We've already taken off 1,000 of that player's health. We just poke again. Conf Panzer bounces me. There you go. Another nice shell right into its turret. Just like that, we've dealt 1,400 damage, but this is why the Concept 1B is so darn OP. It's because there's, well, nothing you can really do to counter it. Now, unfortunately, our gun depression was just not enough to be able to hit that player there. But that's okay. We'll just move up, and we'll see what we can do. I have the Waffenträger Panzer IV over here. We're just going to push all the way wide like this. And then we can get a shell into the KPZ as they show me their side. Now we do get hit by the STB, which is obviously a bit of an annoyance, but it's not too big of a deal. The STB will bleed me, but again, I don't really care. As long as I chill and cover here, I should have plenty of cover to hide my tank, and as long as my team helps me, it should be okay. There you go. Now the STB can't see my lower plate. What are you going to do? Nothing. You're literally going to do nothing. Alright, let's move up. I have support now from my FE4202, who's also going to poke, which allows me to get a shell in and my 4202, bleeding that player out quite a bit. Now we're just going to reload again. We're going to keep on pushing here, and we're going to aim on the rear. Oh, that was very tragic, but it's okay. Reloading, we're going to aim in from the STB. STB misses. That allows me to poke, get a nice shell into your lower plate. And now we have to back up from the Progetto. At this point, I'm going to put on my adrenaline, because obviously I don't want to be rushed, and we're going to get an easy shell into you. And while we do get shot back, here's the great thing, right? About the Concept, I know that this Progetto has lowest DPM on single shot. So I will allow that player to shoot me. I see that Sheridan trying to flank behind. I'm going to take that Sheridan out. There you go. I don't want to deal with that. Definitely do not want to deal with that. So taking that player out of the game is going to be a very, very beneficial play for me. And at this point, we're just going to push the 114. We get a nice 390 damage shell into his side. We still have 870 health. So you literally cannot kill me. And at this point, cooked. I mean, this is the Concept, though. This is why this tank is so strong. You can see it has DPM. We did 4,400 damage this game. It has mobility. We were able to deal with the medium flank. We were able to push up. We were able to do everything in our power to completely push the enemy mediums off of the bridge. And there's not many tanks that can do this that confidently, right? An E5 could have done that, but the E5 doesn't have as much DPM, the E5 doesn't have as much mobility, and it definitely doesn't have as much turret armor or gun depression. And it's just, it's stupid, it really is. Now, is the Concept 1B the best tank for winning? Maybe not. Maybe not in the current meta, right? Because in the current meta we're playing, it's a medium meta. Now, the Concept does have enough DPM and armor mobility to fight mediums quite reliably. But at the end of the day, you're still not as mobile, you still don't have as much DPM or flexibility as a medium tank, and it means that, well, if your team sucks, you're still not really going to be able to do enough about it. At the end of the day, heavies are not mediums, they are heavies. The closest you'll get is an E6, which is actually only slightly faster than the Concept, so that is something that's always funny, is just how fast the Concept 1B is. You can see we're already going 36 kilometers per hour, even on this slight hill here. Now, the enemy team only has a T110E4. Aha, there it is. We love that spotting over there. We love that crossing spot. There's nothing you can do to counter it. It does not matter how skilled you are. It does not matter what you do. There's literally nothing that you... Okay, that should not have missed, but there's nothing you can do to not get shot from that tank in the crossing. It is so stupid. I hate how Wargaming has designed this map sometimes, but there's nothing you can do about it. Again, there's nothing. Well, I can't do anything about the 116 right now, but what I can hope is that my Stridsvon and the rest of my team end up pushing this 116 off. There you go. I get a nice 380 damage shell. The moment that player gets pushed off that position is the moment I'm able to do what I want, and that is obviously really important. There's a second shell into the enemy IS-4, and just like that, we've already done 800 damage, so that's pretty good. IS-4 is getting heavily bled, and I see the E4 already, so we're going to push over here, get a shell into the side of the IS-4 for 360, and we back up again. Pretty good stuff. Put on our adrenaline. We have the Kron crossing. This will be a very, very easy 380 damage shell there. And, yeah, we're up to a pretty solid amount of damage so far. I'm going to move over to hoping the back of maybe the E4 or the... Oh, we have the Sheridan right there. Yeah, you're not getting away with that, bro. I hate Sheridans. I really do. They are such a cringe tank. But not a bad shot into that player. Pretty good, actually. We have the IS-4, who's obviously going to try and deal with me, but I'm not going to allow that to happen. We have the Sheridan over here, who we are going to aim in a high explosive on. And there you go, nice 505. It's a pretty good chunker of damage into that player. We're going to reload again. 3, 2, 1, and boom, another easy shell. Sheridan hits me full speed on the move for 650. Wow, isn't that tank fun to deal with? It really is. It truly is a fun tank. Well, we do get a bounce, and we bleed the E4 in the process. I hate the Sheridan. I really do. There's not many tanks that irritate me. The Sheridan is one of them. The level of mobility, the level of damage output, and the penetration it has is stupid, and it shouldn't get away with what it does in a lot of the games. And even though that player did get killed, I still hate that tank. I really do. There's not many vehicles which irritate me as much as that tank. So what are we going to do at this point? Well, we know the E4 is still alive, but I'm not really too worried about the E4. We're just going to cross over here, and we're going to get to the side of the 116, and we're going to get a nice 378 bleed, and we're going to continue pushing behind this player. In a couple seconds, we'll have another shell, and boom, there you go. I mean, you put on reactive, which I guess stopped me from getting out a little bit more damage, but it didn't stop the enemy 114 from killing you. So we have the 60 TP over here, who we're going to aim in on, possibly. Let's see, is the 60 going to back up? What's the play? Okay, well, the 60 does kill my teammate. We have the 4, we have the 60 there. Nice 420 damage shell. That brings that player down to a one-shot, and at this point, well, let's be honest, I think the 60 TP's cooked. Nice hatching shell, and just like that, it's just the E4 left. Again, like, the gun on this tank is just so good. It really is. The DPM, the accuracy, the everything on this tank. And even in this game where the Sheridan really, really annoyingly shot us, it doesn't matter. We have more DPM than the E4 with our adrenaline here. And even if we didn't, we out-reload him. I'm just load a gold shell, guarantee the pen into his lower plate, and that puts us over 5,000 damage. I love the concept. I really do. It's one of those tanks that it does well in every situation. You have the DPM, you have the gun depression, you have the turret armor, you have everything you would ever need to do well. And because of that, it allows you to just rip out these super high damage games. Sure, it has APCR standard. Sure, it doesn't have the highest heat pen, but in the current meta, you don't need the highest heat pen. You don't need the highest standard pen. All you need is an accurate gun, DPM, and mobility with turret armor and gun depression. And this tank checks every single one of those boxes. And then some. It can even reverse while being tracked because it has the reserve track mechanic, as we can see. So even if you get tracked, you can still reverse at 7 kilometers per hour, which is insane. So yeah, I think the concept is crazy. I really do. But not as crazy as the Sheridan. God, did I hate that tank. Man, it's not the Sheridan itself. It's the fact that it gets away with the stupidest plays. I mean, you saw that right at the beginning. There's nothing you can do. You're in a heavy tank. You have to make that crossing. Boom. Minus 560 health because of the Sheridan. Then the Sheridan just shoots you full speed on the move with a 152 millimeter and rolls 634. I always ask myself the question, but why would I ever drive a slow tank destroyer with 600 alpha when I can just drive a Sheridan and do the same thing with almost the same DPM? It's a weird question, but it's one I have to constantly ask myself. Either way, consider getting your hands on the concept if it ever comes out and you're not a 10-year player. And if you are a 10-year player, enjoy the tank because this thing's a beast. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.